Hey peeps, just doing a little bit of a bookkeeping video today. It's going to be a bit boring. Hopefully we can make it fun. So let's see how we can get on with this, and shall we? Wait for a few people to come in. So yes, today's video is going to be about bookkeeping. We're going to have a scenario, as you can see on the screen at the moment. It's going to be cash basis versus standard accounting practices. So we're going to have a little scenario here. So we invest 500 quid and basically we've bought some trainers, 50 quid each, and we've sold half of them over the course of, say, 6 months. So yeah, let us know you're here, let us know in the comments, and we can have a chat about it. And I'm going to build up a spreadsheet to show you how each of those scenarios work. And yeah, let's have a bit of fun. Let's try and create something, shall we? How is everybody? Are we all good? So, shall we just start, shall we? So, cash basis is going to be the easiest one. Basically, it's going to be as simple as invested £500. You sold 1,000. The purchases are going to be £500. So essentially expenses minus 500. Your profit for the year is going to be that plus that. So your profit's going to be 500 quid. Essentially, it's going to be as easy as that. Cash basis. So you spent £500. You've got in 1,000, and there's your £500 profit. Now, let's move that up here. Just put cash basis. So we're just basically going to build this up. It might take a while. Stick with us. So that's cash basis. Easy enough. You sold 1,000. We spent 500 quid. But what cash basis doesn't take into account is your stock that you've still got left over. Because remember, you've only sold half. Right? So let's move that up there like that. We'll box that in. So now that's completely separate. Right. Standard. Now this is going to be slightly different, right? And we're going to have to build this up as we go along. So, in standard accounting practices, you've got something called a profit and loss statement, and we'll move these over here. And you've got a balance sheet, and we'll put a big line down the middle. Right. So these are two separate things. So the profit and loss statement is basically a snapshot in time of normally 12-month period of how your business has done within that 12 months. A balance sheet is everything that's gone on from day zero of your business that's happened, and it's an accumulation of all of that information. Right, so first thing we did, we invested £500, right? So to build up this balance sheet, you have something called assets, and you've also got liabilities, if I can spell it right, and equity. On the profit and loss, you've got income and you've got expenses. Okay, that's the standard layout. There are other bits and pieces like fixed assets and long-term liabilities that we're not going to go into today. So you invested 500 quid, right? So that will be down here, and that will be shares. Share value or equity investment. Right? If I could spell today. Let's try and let's just join it down to invested, right? So you got £500. Okay. So the total of your equity is going to be 500 quid. Let's stand these out, shall we? So we know that they're headings. So I'm working on the other screen. So if I look that way, I'm on the other screen. Right. So, but there has to be something in there for the other entry because it's called double entry bookkeeping, right? So you're going to debit your bank, right? And don't be fooled by debits and credits on in your personal life, because when the bank debits your account, they take money from you, right? But in this instance, think of it as like if they debit your account, it's going to be an expense, okay? Because expenses are always debits, income is always a credit, assets, debits, liabilities are credits, and equity is a credit. So when they credit your account, the bank credits your account, that's taken from the liability side of them, so you're essentially a liability to them, that's why it credits. But in this instance, bank is a debit. So if I move that over there, that might make it a bit easier. So we've done the first part. We've put money in the bank, we've invested £500. Now we need to do the buying, don't we? So we bought some trainers. We bought £500 worth of trainers. So purchases go just under here, £500. Because we bought £500 worth of stuff, our bank is now zero, right? So we spent the money. But we've also got a stock balance, right? So our stock value of all the purchases that we made is £500. So again, these two will always balance, okay? To put in here, actually, total assets and liabilities, and that's going to be equals that plus equals assets, total assets. Let me know in the comments if you're here. It'd be good to speak to you as well. And if you have any questions while I'm going through this, yeah, just pop them down on the chat. Come on. Behave. Right. Okay, so now we've got our purchases in there. We've got a stock balance. We've got our asset value. We've got our equity. As you can see, there's lots of 500s about, right? So what's the next point on our thing? So we've invested 500 quid. We've bought 10 pairs of shoes at £50 each. Right, so we've sold half. We've sold half of our stock for £1,000. Decent profit. Decent profit. So sales are going to come in at £1,000. Your bank, in that case, right, is going to be £1,000. Okay. Put in here, net profit is going to be equals, let's say that, expenses equals that, minus that, minus that. Okay. So we've sold half our stock. So this £500 here needs to be halved, right? Because we've sold half them. So we've got 5 pairs of trainers for £50 each, £250 of stock. And then in here, we need our closing stock, which is going to be minus 250. So if we put that up there, cost of sales equals that plus that. So our net profit is going to be £750. Right? 750 quid. Move that up because my head's in the way, isn't it? There you go. Come on. There. Net profit of 750 quid. So, once that net profit has been generated at the end of the year, we move everything from our profit and loss statement into our equity, and that comes in as a form of profit for the year. Yeah, so 750 quid, and there you can see these two balances add up, don't they? So if we do something like equals that, okay, those two balance. But think about things like advertising costs, shipping costs. We can stick those in, right? So expenses come in. You've got, let's say, eBay fees, because we're all eBayers around here, and they're £100, right? And they're 100 quid. So that's going to bring your bank down by 100. Things like posting, let's say 50 quid. So that becomes 850. You've still got your stock for the end of the year, and now we've got a balance for you because I screwed up that sum. So that needs to be minus. There you go. So as you can see, we've started to build this quite nicely now. So we have got our total sales of 1,000. We bought £500 worth of stuff. Our closing stock was 250, and we've got that in this box here. Cost of sales are actually £250. So if you want to work that out as a base of gross profit, you do equal that divided by that times 100. That's not right. Aha, that's right. Gross. Come on. It's going to be equals that minus that. Then your gross profit margin is going to be 75%, right? And then your net profit margin is basically that over that. No, it's not. Come on. 60%. There you go. So as you can see, we've built this up quite nicely. Let's try and, there you go, that's a bit better. Now, if you're still with us, I've got 4 people in the chat. If you can comment, let us know if you have any questions. But essentially, you've got cash basis accounting, which takes into account expenses minus your income, and that's your total profit. And I know a lot of eBay sellers use this method and don't take into account this actual stock value that they've got in their warehouses. But this whole practice here is how a business should be run if they've got physical stock, things like that, and especially services as well. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful for you. Anybody got any questions that they want to ask me? So if we put in here, in this cash basis, the expenses from here, so other minus 150, as you can see, cash basis in terms of actual profit, considering we've done the same thing, actually cash basis has come in lower profit than your standard accounting practice. And this essentially is why I believe that accounting, this done in the correct way, gives you more profit. So there we have it. Any guys got any questions? I'll run quickly through eBay stuff. And I can't do that because it's on the other sheet. I shut that down. Open new window. Come and say hi. Send an offer. As some of you may or may not know, I was below standard. Always got to sign in, haven't we? Always got to sign in. Come on. So past seller level as of the January 20th, we were below standard, back up above standard now, trying to get this back into top. Well, I've never been eBay top rated seller. That would be a nice thing to have, wouldn't it? So yeah, so if you look at impressions, when I get there, traffic, that's what we want. Now I'll do it from December, let's say that, because it's 90 days, right? They literally switched off my promoted listings. Look at that. So tallest one there, the highest one there was on the 15th of January, 343,000 impressions. Can you guys see that? Let's see if I can make this bigger. Yeah, 343,000 impressions. And then it just been switched off, literally. Average day, where was it? 11,000. It's interesting to see these peaks on a Friday. And then highest one, when was that? Oh, come on, think about what you're doing. Sunday just gone. 600,000, back into full-blown eBay mode, and yeah, sales reflect that, which is good. Orders wise, yesterday there was some orders yesterday. So we sold a fat vase for a tenner for £10 plus postage. Haglof's Climate men's outdoor shirt. Nike Yoga. Mahjong. Manta Ray men's. I tell you what, Manta Ray is doing pretty well. And some Amelia Flora high top sneakers for a size 4. So we've been on for 20 odd minutes. I knew this was going to be a fairly quick one. Kevin, how are you? From Florida, Lakeland. How is it? Warm, cold, indifferent? How is it over the other side of the pond? We've just been going through standard accounting stuff. Once this gets uploaded to YouTube, you can watch it back. But yeah, it's very short. I did some cash basis stuff, and then I mapped out a full-on standard accounting practice with this scenario. Yeah, I hope it was helpful. Might do this fairly often. Drawing a bit of a crowd, getting people in at the moment. 9 people in. Comment down below if you're here. But now we're just having a bit of a play around. With some numbers. I'm actually might even merge a bit of crypto talk in here as well. So what I was thinking of doing before was having a look at the market. Doing all right. The temperatures have been in the mid to upper 80s. So what's that? Celsius. 24. It's double plus 30, isn't it? So taking a look at the markets after doing our the crypto market, after doing our bookkeeping stuff. I know I've gone on a bit of a tangent. Bitcoin 23.7. Ethereum coming in at 1655. Tether, don't even bother, it's just a stable coin. Binance Coin $303. USDC, don't even worry about that. XRP coming in at 0.38. Cardano 0.36. Dogecoin 0.08. Polygon $1.24. And Binance USD, that's also a stablecoin. So 3 out of the top 10 are stablecoins. My biggest investment at the moment is in this guy, XRP. I don't have any. I have a little bit of Ethereum, but all of my other ones are here. I've got some Litecoin, Tron. Where are the others? Ethereum Classic. No Stellar. Ugh, can't stand Stellar. Anyway, 7-day volume. 24-hour volume for Bitcoin, 24 billion. Ethereum at 7.89 billion. Binance Coin at 392 million. So a little bit up. So Bitcoin's up almost 1%. Ethereum's up just over 1%. XRP up 0.62. All the others, it's a bit of a mixed bag really. So if you look at the market, they tend to kind of move in with each other. Ignore the stable coins. So what has Cointelegraph? I can actually. What Cointelegraph? What news have they got on at the moment? What columns have they got running? Hot stories. That's an interesting one. Bitcoin millionaires increased 140% as Bitcoin price crossed $20,000. Bitcoin's old all-time high. It's still a key level when it comes to long-term investing. Data shows 20,000 makes 50 Bitcoin holders happy. Bitcoin's famous for its relationship with 20,000 price tag. Prominent source becoming the all-time high of Bitcoin's previous halving cycle, 20,000. Is more than just a technical and psychological line in the sand. As a Glassnode shows, that was my laptop, sorry. Late 2020, Bitcoin fell below 20,000 in the wake of the FTX scandal. Millionaire wallets plummeted like a stone overnight. Oh, this is just basically saying that because Bitcoin has crossed 20,000, that it's made millionaires up 140%. Anyhow, we'll leave it there. Crypto Talk is another video all entirely. I wanted to get this to close to half an hour session. So guys, that's going to be it for today. So this was a nice little cool little scenario around standard accounting practice and cash basis accounting. So yeah, let us know what you think. Is this helpful? Is this going to teach you something? And yeah, leave a comment down below. Right. We're going to leave it there. Thanks, guys, for popping in. There are 5 in the chat. If we do this more regularly, I know it's only going to be half an hour, so hopefully we're going to fit it in quite a lot. And yeah, we will see you in the next one.